Hey there, Harriet. Can I ask you something? Sorry if you're at work. If you're busy, I can wait.
It's okay. I'm free now. What's wrong?
How do people build relationships with their daughter-in-laws? I feel like I don't have a clue what I'm doing.
You mean Alyssa? What do you mean you don't have a clue what you're doing? Did something happen between you guys?
Well, it's not necessarily that something happened. Harriet, tell me something. Do you and Elisa get along well?
Not really. We're friendly enough when we see each other, and we might make small talk, but the conversation never goes beyond the weather or how we've been lately. Saying we get along would be stretching it.
I don't think we're getting along so well either. I want us to be close, I really do. But I don't know how to go about it. I don't even know where to start. She's Benjamin's wife, so I want us to at least have the kind of relationship where we can laugh and joke together.
Does Alyssa actually laugh and joke? It's hard to imagine.
Well, now that you mention it, she doesn't seem much the type. She always seems so dry and expressionless, and her reactions to pretty much everything I ever say are always lukewarm and unenthusiastic. It's so hard to figure out what's going on in her head. I've seen brick walls that show more emotion than her.
Alyssa's always seemed, how to put this, the cool type? To frame it positively, that calm, collected, no hex given vibe. I definitely see how you could interpret it as cold disinterest, though. Most people could never pull it off, but she's so drop-dead gorgeous that her lack of readable facial expressions gives her an air of intensity and mystique. She doesn't strike me as particularly sociable, though.
I'm sparing no effort to try and get closer to her. I'm really trying my best, you know. But no matter what I do, nothing seems to work. Just a few days ago, I invited her out to do some shopping and have lunch with me, but she turned me down in the bluntest way possible. I wonder if she hates me.
Isn't it just because she's pregnant? You know how awful morning sickness can be. Maybe she's just going through a rough patch and doesn't feel up to doing much?
I did consider that, but the way she turned me down was so cold, she may as well have just said, "You're a pain in the ass, get lost." If she feels under the weather, surely she could have just said so and politely declined. I'm her mother-in-law, for crying out loud. She always seems to look at me with these cold, disdainful eyes.
She's like that with everyone, though. I've literally never seen her smile. Don't you think it's more likely she just struggles to pick up on certain things because she's so detached? Some people find social stuff easier than others. I'm sure there's no ill will behind it.
I wonder. I really am trying to get closer to her, but it's like the more I try, the higher she builds that impenetrable wall she insists on closing herself in 24/7. We're family now, and I worry for the future if we can't build some kind of relationship.
I understand how you feel. Who knows? Maybe she'll change when she gives birth to the baby. People do say having kids changes you, right? Take my friend Beth. She's a prime example. She used to be so quick to lose her temper, but after having little Reginald, she has the patience of a saint.
Maybe that happens in rare cases, but you know not everyone's like that. Take you, for example. You're still just as short-tempered and crank as ever.
What the hell, Mom? Rude.
I'm not wrong, though. Fine, point taken. I guess there is a chance she'll brighten up a little bit once she has the baby. I really hope things improve between us.
I heard Alyssa just got discharged from the hospital. Did you see the pictures of her and the baby? He looks so healthy, and she seems to be doing well, too. I'm so pleased.
I know, right? Oh, what a little bundle of joy. I can't wait to meet him. I'm relieved they're both fine.
sure what kind of congratulations present to get her, though. Diapers? Dummies? Assorted expendables? I have no idea. Did you get her anything yet?
I did indeed. I wanted to give her something the baby could eat straight away, so I sent over some jelly. I was thinking about getting her some baby clothes as well. But you know how fussy she can be, and I didn't want to get the baby anything she didn't like.
Along with food. I'm still not sure what else to get her, though. She's such an impenetrable fortress of a human being. It's hard to imagine what kind of present she'd actually appreciate.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I'm struggled to decide, too. Oh, she has to be the hardest person to buy for I've ever known. Not only that, but come to think of it, I sent the stuff a while back, but I haven't heard anything from her at all. I seriously racked my brains to come up with something I thought she'd like.
Really?
With it being a celebration gift, I thought it'd be better that she have it earlier rather than late, so I bought it and sent it off ASAP. I haven't heard so much as a word on whether it's arrived, let alone a thank you. You'd think she'd thank me at the very least, wouldn't she?
I'm sure if it arrived, she would have. Maybe there was an issue with the delivery or something. Or maybe she's just had so much on her plate, what with the birth and all that, that she forgot.
I wonder. What if she's just ignoring me because she hates me?
No way! Why would she hate you? You're overthinking this, Mom. I'm sure there's a simple explanation for this. It probably just didn't arrive yet. Things get delayed all the time due to issues with transit and whatnot.
I don't think I told you about this, but I happened to hear something about Elisa recently. Apparently, she said that she finds presents from strangers scary. What if she thinks of me as a stranger and refused the delivery when my present arrived?
How could anyone possibly think of their own mother-in-law as a stranger?
You hear about cases of wives hating their mother-in-laws all the time. In the soap operas, in the movies, in the news, on talk shows. Hating your mother-in-law is practically an American tradition at this point.
Well, it doesn't look like she hates you to me, not even a little. I get that her attitude and demeanor are cold, but she's like that with everyone. Why take it personally?
But could there really be an issue with the delivery? I used the best delivery company I could find. I even paid extra for first-class shipping to make sure it'd get there in time for the birth. It should have been there the day after I sent it, and I didn't get any kind of notification telling me anything was wrong. It makes no sense that she hasn't messaged me yet.
Yeah, I guess. It is a little strange.
How about you try sending your gifts and see what happens? Let's see whether she thanks you straight away.
Hey, Alyssa, how are you? My mom sent you a present, but wasn't sure if it arrived yet. Did you get it?
Hey, Harriet. The package from your mom, right? It just arrived now. I threw it in the trash immediately.
Huh? Why would you do that?
Apparently, it got sent to the wrong address due to an issue with delivery. It took ages to arrive.
No, I don't mean why it only just arrived. I mean, why did you throw it away? You're joking, right? You threw away Mom's present? She sent that to congratulate you on the birth.
Why would I be joking? Yes, I threw it away. Did your mom put you up to this? Is that why you're messaging me?
Well, she did mention it to me, but she hardly put me up to anything. She said she sent you a present a while back, but hadn't heard anything back from you. She's been really worried that you might have been ignoring her. I just wanted to check, that's all.
Your mom's been giving me all sorts of presents for a while now. It's true that I almost never thank her. I have no intention of thanking her this time either.
What the hell? Why not? Why on earth would you toss a present in the garbage when someone went out of their way to buy it for you? I was sure you'd already gotten it, but were just ignoring her. This is 1,000 times worse than I thought.
Look, Harriet, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't want her presents.
You don't want them? How can you be so heartless?
Well, what would you think if someone kept giving you gifts you never asked for like that? I bet you wouldn't want them either.
Look, I understand that the things she gets you might not always be exactly to your preferred specifications, but Mom's doing her absolute best to pick you things she thinks you'd like. She's really trying to get along with you here. These presents are kind gestures meant to show her affection for you. I'd prefer it if you didn't throw her efforts back in her face like this.
Affection? Please, don't make me laugh. Affection is the last thing your mother feels towards me. I've never heard something so laughably stupid in my life.
How can you say that?
Because your mom sends me nothing but trash.
Trash?
They're presents only in name. All she sends me is spoiled, rotten food. Take the jelly she just sent me. It was crawling with maggots and smelled like a landfill.
Isn't that just because it arrived later than expected? You yourself just said that there was an issue with the delivery. It's only natural foodstuffs would spoil if delivery got delayed.
Do you seriously think jelly would be crawling with maggots after a poxy delay of a few days? Besides, it's jelly. It's supposed to keep at room temperature. In spite of that, it was so rotten it had changed color, and had so many maggots writhing around in it, I could have sold it to an angling society. I shudder to think what would have happened to my insides if I ate it. I wish she'd just leave me alone already. I don't need this.
Are you saying she keeps sending you rotten food? My mom? Every single one of her presents?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. She usually sends me about 1 package per month.
That often? But I can't believe it. Why would she do such a thing? This makes no sense. Why would my mom do this?
If you want proof, I have it. I have a copy of every single invoice from every present she ever sent me.
Haven't you spoken to my brother about this? Surely your mother-in-law sending you garbage disguised as presents is something you'd mention to Benjamin.
I haven't told my husband anything. I can't, Harriet. He's busy enough as it is. I don't want to worry him. As far as he's concerned, me and your mother get along like a house on fire.
But why would my mom do something like that? It makes no sense at all. What does she get out of it?
I think it's obvious why she's doing it. Because she never liked me from the get-go, and because she never approved of me marrying her son. She's had it in for me ever since we met. You guys might not have noticed because she's a good actress, and she knows when to hide her true feelings.
Wow.
Given how much she hates me, I'm sure that in her mind, rotten food is the most appropriate present there could possibly be. To be honest, I don't know what you think of me either, Harriet. But I know with dead certainty, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that your mom hates me with a burning passion. Why do you think I keep my distance from her?
I see. So that's why. Oh my God, Alyssa, I'm so sorry for everything my mom did to you.
Hey, Harriet. So did you decide what you're going to send Elisa to celebrate the birth yet? Food, clothes, toys?
I haven't made up my mind yet.
Well, I decided to resend my present. I thought about what you said, and you're right. There is a chance that there was an issue in transit and didn't make it. I sent the second one yesterday evening, so it should be arriving any time now.
Yes, it arrived just now, actually.
Excuse me? How would you know my present had arrived at Elisa's house?
Because me and Alyssa just opened it together.
You opened it together? What? Why would you do such a thing?
I don't know, Mom. You tell me. Why would you do such a thing? It was packed with rotten fruit. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Let me guess. You didn't have time to wait for more jelly to rot, so you just used fruit instead? Am I right? The stench when we opened it up. Good God!
Wait a second. Why would you do that? What's going on? Where are you right now? Explain yourself.
I'm at Benjamin and Alyssa's house. I'm with Alyssa right now.
Why? What on earth brought this on? I've never known you to go to their house before. Not only that, but you and Elisa are together? Since when were you two bosom buddies? I didn't think you got along.
Not a single one of the questions you just asked me is relevant to what I asked you. You seem to have forgotten, so allow me to remind you. We were discussing the matter of you sending your daughter-in-law rotting garbage disguised as presents?
No. Just hold on a minute. What the hell's going on here?
Yes, that's what I'm asking you, Mom. You've been sending presents to Alyssa regularly for a long time now, haven't you? She kept all the invoices. There's a nice, neat pile of them here on the living room table in front of us. She kept hold of them as proof of what you were doing. The contents of your presents are never anything but rotten garbage.
Garbage? How dare you call my presents garbage? No, there has to be some kind of mistake here. Why on earth would I send my daughter-in-law rotting garbage? Come on, Harriet. What kind of person do you take me for?
Then what exactly is this stinking, maggot-infested pile of decaying mush before my eyes? It literally couldn't be any more rotten. Not a single piece of this fruit is still edible. What's your end game? Did you intend for her to eat this stuff? Were you trying to make her physically sick, or did you just want to upset her?
Why would my fruit be spoiled? It looked fine when I sent it. The firmest, shiniest apples, the plumpest, juiciest oranges, the most delightfully sweet grapes you could ever hope to eat. I never meant to send anything rotten, I promise. Ah, I know. It must have gotten bad in transit. You know it has been unreasonably hot lately. All it would take is for one careless delivery driver to leave it out in the sun for a little too long.
You only sent it yesterday, Mom. The most negligent delivery guy in the world couldn't make a box of fresh fruit go rotten in the space of a day. And what do you mean, unseasonably hot? It's winter, for God's sake. This stuff was obviously already rotten when you put it in the box.
No, you're wrong. I wouldn't do that. The delivery company must have made some kind of mistake. I don't know anything about this, and that's God's honest truth.
You can drop the act now, Mom. I know everything.
You know? What exactly do you know, sweetie?
I know about how you've been subjecting Alyssa to a vicious bullying campaign ever since she and Benjamin got married. She never hated you. You were the one who hated her all along. And you're such a sick, twisted liar that you actually tried to convince me it was the other way around. And I was starting to believe you. Ugh! It's over, Mom. I know. If there's a shred of decency in there somewhere, you'll just admit it.
Well, can you blame me? That girl is poison.
Can I take this as an admission that you hate her?
Yes, I do. I hate her. I hate her more than anything else on this planet.
Why? It was just the other day you were telling me how much you wished you two could get along. What happened to that?
Oh, please, Harriet. Are you that gullible? I was obviously lying. I just wish she'd hurry up and disappear from the face of the earth. She'd be doing all of us a favor.
Why do you hate her so much? What did she ever do to deserve this?
She's so arrogant, she practically lives up to her own backside. I've never known someone with such an excessively high opinion of themselves. She thinks the fact that she happens to be good-looking gives her the license to trot around on her high horse with that godforsaken supercilious pout on her face. That stuck-up bimbo, ugh! Her standoffish attitude rubs me the wrong way, and it has done ever since I laid eyes on the girl.
That's what you think of her?
Ugh, to think a woman like that is now the mother of my grandson. She's beyond brazen. That boy Benjamin needs to get his head checked out if that's his idea of a suitable mother. I mean, please, what's wrong with him? Why would he marry someone so cold and unfriendly? I can't believe it.
I had no idea you hated her this much. I can't believe you either, Mom.
What do you mean? She's the one in the wrong here. If she'd just act like a normal human being, none of this would have ever happened. I simply cannot tolerate that gloomy, depressing personality of hers. A fake smile would do every now and then, you know. But no, she's so far above everyone else that she can't even bring herself to do that.
What's wrong with that? She's just shy. That doesn't make her a criminal. Nor does it mean she thinks she's better than anyone else. Like I said, some people find social stuff easier than others. She's not gloomy or depressing either. She's lovely and she's kind.
She is gloomy! She's not a suitable wife for my son. I've hated her ever since the day we met. If he even had a single brain cell, he'd file for divorce right now.
Hi, Nancy. Do you really hate me that much?
Excuse me?
It's me, Alyssa. It's been a while.
Well. If it isn't my dimwit son's worthless failure of a wife. You've really gone and done it this time, haven't you? What kind of disgusting lies have you been filling my daughter's head with? You will pay for this, mark my words.
You've never acknowledged me as your daughter-in-law. You don't think of me as family at all, do you?
Of course I don't. Why would I acknowledge a lying witch like you as family?
Right, that's what I thought. That's why I've thought of you as nothing but a stranger this whole time. In-law or not, I have no intention of acknowledging someone who treats me the way you do as my mother. I'd have to be crazy to accept any kind of present from the likes of you, and that's why I started sending them away unopened.
The likes of me? Oh, how dare you! Whether you acknowledge me as your family or not makes no difference to me, you miserable little cretin!
Harriet said the same thing.
My daughter? Don't be so ridiculous. What are you even saying?
It's just like Alyssa says, Mom. As far as me and Benjamin are concerned, you're nothing but a stranger to us now, and neither of us want anything to do with you ever again. Even just knowing we're related makes me shudder with embarrassment.
What? You and Benjamin... What?
You've been trying to make Alyssa eat rotten food for months and months now. You're sick in the head, and you need help. Who in their right mind would do that? This is not normal behavior. What were you even trying to accomplish? You've been sending these presents of yours for over 6 months now. I can't believe you try to make a pregnant woman eat things you know for a fact would pose a threat to her and her baby, your grandchild's health. What would you have done if something happened to her?
Oh, what's all the fuss about? No harm was done. All's well that ends well. Nothing happened, so there's no problem here. Why must you insist on making a mountain out of a molehill?
The only reason nothing happened is because Alyssa was attentive enough to notice. If she'd eaten any of that without realizing, who knows what could have happened? She could have ended up in the hospital with food poisoning, or worse. Not just Alyssa, but the baby, too.
I couldn't give a damn about what happens to that girl. How could I possibly love anything that she gave birth to? The kid can go to the hospital with her for all I care. Do you understand how much I hate her now? Is it going in yet?
It's going in, Mom. I completely understand. I understand that there's nothing to be gained by continuing this conversation. Just as I said before, you and me are strangers now. You'll never see me at the house or hear from me again.
Please, darling, just wait. Why so hasty? We can talk about this, can't we? Surely you wouldn't go to such drastic lengths over something so trivial.
The fact that you're capable of describing what you did to Alyssa as trivial only strengthens my resolve to cut you out of my life forever. What you did is no different than physical abuse. I suggest you put your phone down, go and sit on your own, and think long and hard about the life path you've chosen. Once more, we're strangers now, and me or Benjamin don't ever want to hear from you again.
You're going to abandon your aged mother? You wouldn't. How can you call me a stranger? You're my baby, Harriet. We could never be strangers. We're family, darling. How could you treat me so horribly?
What you did to your son's wife was a damn sight more horrible than anything we're doing. Just because you hate someone doesn't give you the right to try and poison them. Why did you have to go and act like a complete psychopath? If you don't like someone, all you have to do is keep your distance. Just like me and Benjamin are about to do with you. After that, I didn't contact my mom at all for a while. I also told Alyssa she never had to have anything to do with her again, as well as reported the entire thing to Benjamin. I also told him never to let his guard down in the event that our mom attempted to exact any kind of revenge in the future and to protect his wife at all costs. Benjamin had no idea what had been going on these past 6 months. His world was flipped upside down in an instant, and he was rendered speechless in sheer astonishment. To protect his wife and son from his deranged mother, he put as much distance between them and any other shared ties they had as he possibly could. Me and my brother were in total agreement that we'd probably never forgive our mom for what she did. I don't think our mom took word of her children severing all ties with her well, and she showed up at both Benjamin and Alyssa's, as well as my house, crying hysterically and begging for forgiveness. But things were still too raw, and there was no way either of us were willing to even consider the idea of reconciliation so soon after what she did. Whether we do eventually allow her back into our lives one day remains to be seen. If we do, we'll discuss it as brother and sister and proceed very, very carefully.